Getting it real with RealChunWai on the hottest topics, frank, engaging and candid. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Cikgu Faiza binti Ahmad Fauzi has gained many followers on social media through her creative methods of teaching Mandarin. Her daily Instagram lessons are widely followed. She's a registered international senior Mandarin teacher. Please welcome Cikgu Zazah, as she is popularly known. Hello, good evening Malaysia and followers from around the world. Malam ini kita ada tetamu khas by the name of Cikgu Zazah, 老师, and I am her student. Okay. Cikgu Zazah posts on Instagram a lesson a day. And if you wish to learn Mandarin like me, because 我是香蕉人，不会讲华语, I got to follow Cikgu Zazah. Cikgu, maybe you can tell us about your background. How did you went to Chinese school?
Yes. Okay. I learned Chinese since I was 3, dari 3 tahun. Okay, my kindergarten. Since my kindergarten. After that, masuk SJKC Puzit Skudai Johor for 6 years. I've finished until UPSR lah. So during my secondary school, I went to Funyu High School, Stulang Laut, Singsan Kwan Ro Dong Xue, also Chinese independent school for 6 years. Okay, and then after I finished my secondary school, I went to Utah University Tunku Abdul Rahman, but Kampar, yes, Cimpau. But I was taking my major in psychology. In psychology. After I graduated, I worked for a few years, and then I went for training, teaching Mandarin, training in Beijing. I went to Guangzhou, and then some online training, some local Mandarin training. And now I'm still studying, and currently I'm studying at Nanfang Xueyuan, Southern University College.
I see. That's in Johor Bahru, right?
Yes, near my house.
Okay. Now, why did your parents make this decision to send you to a Chinese school?
Okay. First of all, my father, this is my father idea lah. So he said that because currently during that time he is a businessman until now lah, businessman. So he said that can we sister can help him in his business. He's buat business lah, plumbing. So that's why he sent us to Chinese school. And then dia banyak kawan Cina, business partner also Chinese man. So he said it easy for him to grow his business lah in the future.
When you say we, it means that you and other sisters or brothers also went to Chinese school?
All sisters. Chinese school. I'm the second one, my older sister. I'm second one, third and fourth sister. Semua sekolah Cina, so we can speak Mandarin. At home, usually, if we have something secret to share, usually we speak Mandarin, we don't speak Malay because we scared that our husband know. So, cakap apa tu? Every time we speak Mandarin between us, among us, those husband, cakap apa tu? Kutuk
blank, blur.
Blank. Okay, kutuk tell me lah. Diorang macam tu.
Terus jadi blur macam sotong dah.
Ya, dia tak tahu. Biasa kita cakap Cina. Among us, we speak Mandarin. Biasa.
Cikgu, most of parents who send their children to Chinese school, especially for non-speaking Chinese parents, they always say, kat sekolah Cina ni a lot of homework, sampai kena kerja sampai tengah malam buat homework. And then they're very strict. They have problems dealing with their children. Coming from your parents who could not speak Mandarin, did you encounter that kind of problem?
Yes. Both of my parents, they only have their education level only primary school. Like my father only darjah 6, P6 and my mother only Form 3. So of course lah, this is our biggest difficulties during that time. So how to handle? Senang je, ask neighbor, Chinese neighbor. Usually I don't know how to answer, especially in Chinese lah, the Chinese homework bahasa Cina. My mom will bring me to neighbor, buat homework. Cakap ni macam mana buat, ni neighbor akan ajar lah. But you know lah, all my neighbor are old ladies, old men. Some of the questions they also don't know how to answer. They also macam mana, hentam sajalah. And then my mom also sent me to tuition, private tuition, and the teacher is very very fierce. Saya every time we want to went tuition is sakit, takut. The teacher is very fierce. So from that fierce teacher, actually we learn a lot lah.
As a children, as you are growing up, so sebagai budak mesti degil kan, you tak faham. Did you ask at that time, why, kenapa bapak saya hantar saya ke sekolah Cina? Did you have that expression?
Yes.
Ni?
I quite rebellious during that time. Kenapa? Why I'm so different? Sebab like kat Johor, kita ni morning kita go to SJKC, petang kita go to sekolah agama, very tiring. And then only night time we only have time to do our homework, tuition or whatever, to do revision. So very tiring. So kita ni penat tau. So I also asking my parents, why send me to Chinese school? Why don't you send me to SK school? My father said, this is for your own good. Then when you grow up, then you will know. Bila dah besar nanti, awak akan tahu kenapa. Then, yes. The benefit, the advantages.
Your father was very far-sighted.
Yes. During masa saya tu, actually we receive a lot of objection to send my father received a lot of objection to send their kids to Chinese school. They scared what? Makan, takut termakan babi, takut itu, takut that. Actually my dad said, my daughter not that stupid lah, they know how to differentiate lah, what is that. So we actually dari rumah kita kena my father guide us, what supposed to do, what not supposed to do lah.
This one is like during the early days, like my time, we went to English school, so a lot of Malay students, they were not sure whether the parents wanted to send them to convent school kan, because they takut convert dan jadi Christian pula. So
betul.
reverse pula. Kalau pergi Chinese school mungkin dia makan benda yang tak sesuai kan. So that kind of thing. But I think your father was very far-sighted. Like me, I really feel regret lah, betul-betul regret betul. Mungkin not too old to study, but because I cannot speak Chinese. Now, in my time, of course, England was the big economy power. Now it's China. It's China. Yeah. What do you tell the parents who are not sure, yang masih tak pastilah nak pergi sekolah Cina ke atau tak pasti? What do you tell them if they ask you for advice?
So usually my advice is menggalakkan mereka, encourage them to learn one more language. It's benefit for them in the future. So tahulah sekarang kerja everything Chinese speaking. So lagi satu, I'll do advise parents before they send their kids to Chinese school, make sure during their kindergarten find a teacher, guide them to read and write first. Sebab masalahnya, yes, a lot of Malays went to Chinese school, go to Chinese school nowadays, but they have met a very masalah besar. Masalah membaca, reading and writing. Itu masalah. So I do advise parents, please do send them their kids pergi sekolah membaca dulu before entering a primary school. This is for your kids' own good. If not, they cannot perform dalam sekolah nanti.
Yes. So the age of masuk tadika is very important lah kan. So you got to plan.
Betul.
Okay.
3 to 4.
I'm going to send them to Chinese school. So before that, dah buat persiapan, buat perancangan, hantar tadika, membaca dan menulis. That's the first step, right?
First step and money. Prepare money. If you send your kids to tuition, the fees is not cheap.
Oh, wow. Itu pun satu career baru ni.
Not cheap, not tuition mahal.
Cikgu, you come
Cikgu.
from Johor. So
Betul.
obviously kalau di Johor adalah peluang untuk bercakap dalam bahasa Mandarin kan. Kalau berbanding dengan Penang, macam saya ni orang Penang kan. So
Ya,
kita
orang
cakap
Penang,
Hokkien.
okey.
Hokkien pun berbeza sebab Hokkien saya ni berasal macam peranakan, okey. Bagi perkataan Melayu. Kalau Hokkien kat Johor, dia betul-betul Hokkien lah. Kalau di Penang, kita ni bagi perkataan Melayu. So do you think that because you're from Johor, you ada peluang untuk bertutur dalam bahasa Mandarin kat sana?
Yes. Kalau orang tua, saya tak tahulah orang tua, most of them they speak Hokkien and Cantonese. Betul tak?
In
Orang
Johor?
tua.
Yang tua lah.
Okay. Ada. Okay, they speak Cantonese and Hokkien for our young nowadays. Usually mereka cakap Mandarin. So easy for me to communicate with them. If you go to Singapore pun sama juga, they speak Mandarin, especially for our young generation, they prefer to speak Mandarin. So only lah untuk kalau yang lebih berumur tu, mereka banyak cakap Hokkien atau Cantonese. Sebab so far, if they speak Cantonese, I still can understand. Hokkien, okay. Yang perkataan yang kasar-kasar tu saya tahulah. Nak maki orang tu tahulah. Kalau Cantonese I can understand sebab dari kecil, since I was kid, I watch a Cantonese drama all the way, TVB drama saya tengok. So from that saya belajar cakap sebenarnya. Only cuma kalau Cantonese ni saya nak cakap tu pelat lah, but still can understand, boleh faham apa orang cakap. Pas.
Okay. You know, when we think of Chinese schools, selalulah we all think of dia maths mesti hebat. So were you good in mathematics masa kat sekolah?
Yes, during my primary school I got A. But bila dah masuk sekolah menengah, everything drop. Okay, stress lah sekolah menengah. Actually masih in Chinese independent school very stress. Sebab a lot of things you have to memorize, the homework, the workload, the activities, the school activity and everything. So masih sekolah menengah, my result not too good and not too bad, average 60 to 70% like that. So still can survive until form 6 lah. Alhamdulillah lah.
So kalau disiplin ketat lah di sekolah Cina.
Disiplin memang ketat. Betul. If you late, they will deduct your marks, your final year punya average markah. So very strict. So even we kita ni bila sekolah Cina ni, we train ourselves become kiasu. Do you know what is kiasu?
Ya, takut.
Ya, saya
kalah.
I'm like that. Saya kiasu, takut kalah. So I will be very punctual, dah disiplin diri on time, punctual. Okay, 等一下那边自己拿。tu. Wait Okay. So sebenarnya bila kat sekolah Cina ni banyak benda kita boleh belajar. On time, tu kita banyak yang disiplin. Okay, self discipline tu baguslah. Buat homework, kita bersaing. Actually kita bersaing sesama dengan, bukan bersaing dengan Malay tau, bersaing dengan Chinese. In the class. Macam mana siapa nak dapat top hari ni?
Now, for people who in school, for example, non-Malay, non-Chinese speaking background, for the children, of course you say that if they can, masa kat tadika dia buat preparation. But kalau dia sudah masuk sekolah Cina, what kind of difficulties do they usually encounter?
Okay, reading and writing. Once they have difficulties in reading and writing, they cannot answer the maths, science, all they cannot answer. So that make them very down and then want to give up. But the parents, some of the parents, they don't understand. They keep pushing them. They said, why my daughter, my son during their kindergarten boleh baca, boleh tu. And then bila masuk primary school, they don't know anything. Semua tak tahu. What happened actually. So biasa saya akan explain dengan mereka, during your kindergarten, your kids is memorizing. Different. Kids is memorizing. What we say, they memorize, they follow, they imitate. Diorang ikut je. So bila dah masuk sekolah rendah, okay, in one class, ramai betul one class, 20-30 student. So teacher cannot focus on them only. Okay, so jadi mereka mostly ada, not all lah, okay, yang mengalami masalah membaca dengan menulis. Itu buatkan they cannot perform very good in their academic, especially dalam SJKC. Dia Mandarin teruk, maths tak berapa okay. So parents kena cari inisiatif. They must try to find a way to tolong anak dia. Tolong anak dia, bantu anak dia.
So how did you decide to use social media to send on Instagram a lesson a day?
Saya ni ada my own language center lah. So untuk build trust, first of all is build trust. So I have to share something with my followers. So to make them know, yes, I'm a teacher who teach Mandarin. First, I start with my Facebook. After that, Instagram, then YouTube, then TikTok, then Telegram. So Google also, and the blog also. So saya buat ni sebab to build a trust, to tell people that I know Mandarin, I able to teach you Mandarin. To tarik orang lah. So at the same time, I can share my knowledge. So for those who don't have time nak masuk kelas, so they can also learn through my platform for free. So for those yang ada masa nak direct learn with me, ada orang boleh face to face dengan saya belajar.
So your category of students are in what level? Macam primary school ke, secondary school ke, university ke, orang yang sudah bekerja, what kind of category? Bekerja. Kebanyakan?
Bekerja. Kebanyakannya bekerja. They are from private sectors and government sectors. So kalau private, kita kadang I was invited pergi hospital ngajar. NGO, hospital, kena ngajar lah. So kalau macam kalau hospital, nurses. So biasa kalau untuk nurse, biasa yang datang ke hospital ni are those orang tua. So they don't know how to speak English, don't know Malay. So tak ada pilihan. So the nurses kena pergi belajar Mandarin. So at least they can use a very basic Mandarin to converse with orang-orang tua tu lah. And then macam contoh ada usually macam makan ubat, 一天要吃几次, makan ubat berapa kali, suruh duduk, 等一下要打针, 要去照 X 光, macam tu diorang belajar. So at least bantulah, at least they can make the orang tua tu faham. So ada pula yang kita ada ajar selain nurses, kita ada ajar cikgu. Because a lot of Malay teacher teach in SJKC ataupun SMK. Kalau for SMK still okay, dah besar dia, yang dah students tu, Chinese student tu dah faham bahasa Melayu. Yang budak-budak SJKC tu yang P1, primary 1, primary 2, they don't know.
Langsung tak faham.
Tak faham kan, because they are from SJKC kan, tak faham. So cikgu banyak yang cikgu belajar untuk cakap dengan budak-budak yang comel tu. 我到了不可以呀，坐下排队呀，simple cikgu Melayu. So we have teachers, we have doctors, nurses, yang tu government servant, semua ada macam-macam lah. All are adults, semua dewasa.
Cikgu, your oldest student is how old lah? Yang paling tua sekali?
Buat masa ni yang paling tua adalah 70.
70? Dah 70? Kenapa dia nak belajar bahasa Cina?
Dia minat nak cakap, cuba-cuba cakap je. Dia tak tahulah. Sekarang tak silap saya dia dah umur 74 ke 75. Dia nak belajar, minat nak bercakap. So kita ajar ni under, I think it's under government juga during that time. Dah lama dah.
So bottom line is never too old and never too young to learn. Mesti belajar, lifelong learning.
活到老，学到老。
哇，可以，
可以啊，可以吧？hidup sampai tua, belajar sampai tua. 活到老，学到老。I'm until now still learning because I know, even I'm a teacher, but still a lot of things that I don't know, I have to learn. So the more I learn, the more things that I can share with my student. Saya masih belajar lagi. I'm still learning. Saya carilah, try if apa-apa peluang belajar, I will go.
Okay. One most important question. Ini semua nak dengar ni. Semua nak dengar. Pasal dia cakap cikgu ni apa pening. Because they say that Cikgu Zazah ni dia boleh bagi beasiswa scholarship belajar kat China. Betul ke ni?
Okay. So yang ini, this is the program under Yayasan Daya Diri, Yayasan Daya Diri for those who was from SMK ataupun SJKC. So anyone can join this program, then they will get a sponsor to belajar at China. So kita tolong orang sebenarnya, we help people to share this program. So sebab kita kan banyak follower, and the follower yang nak suka yang belajar bahasa Cina, yang pernah belajar bahasa Cina. So saya ambil peluang ni untuk share, untuk bantu orang yang nak belajar Cina, belajar sambung di further study at China.
For how long?
Dia ada 2 tahun, ada 4 tahun. So dia ada 2 tahun, ada 4 tahun. Okay. Before go to China, they have to sit HSK 5 atau 6 punya exam. If their result okay, then we'll get the sponsor. So for whole Malaysia, we only choose 20 orang sahaja. Wow. So kita akan pilih, I have a 50 quota, 50 untuk 50 orang under saya. So yang 50 tu they have to go for test. If their result okay, rezeki diorang go China study.
So di China kat mana tu?
Okay, tu tak tahu lagi. So dia mungkin Beijing ke. Usually they will sebenarnya kat China ni they have a lot of sponsorship program tau untuk orang luar belajar kat sana. So any place lah.
So macam saya, kalau saya nak pergi 2 bulan nak belajar bahasa Cina asas, dapat ke tu?
Okay, boleh. Saya boleh tanyakan. I help you. I ask first. I can ask them. Before this, they also sponsored us to China. Diorang pun sponsor us to China to become to get a training, teaching training. Apa under mereka juga they sponsor us. We just everything they makan semua diorang taja. It's a very good program.
So what is your favorite city in China? Which one?
我比较喜欢西安。Yes. Sebab Xi'an. Okay, sebab dia adalah ibu kota dinasti Tang. 因为那时候是长安 di mana Xi'an ni mulanya tempat Islam masuk ke China. That's why situ ada banyak sejarah. 还有呢，在那个dia ada 兵马俑。You know is terracotta. Terracotta在西安。itu saya. I'm kind of lady, saya suka yang sejarah-sejarah. I like historical things. That's why I choose Xi'an.
Okay, alright. So thank you, Cikgu Zazah, for sharing your experience with us. This is really, really, very interesting. Okay. And I hope to continue to follow your lessons and be able to 可以讲华语很好。可以吗？
可以继续支持我teruskan sokong kami. Okay.
Thank you, and please join Cikgu Zazah and myself on Instagram and social media. Terima kasih. Good night.
Sama-sama. Bye bye.